I'm joined in the studio with wide receiver of the football team, senior Paul Deckard. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, right off the bat, I'm just going to ask you about your performance against Alfred last week. 10 catches, 147 yards, 3 touchdowns, by far the best performance of your career. What happened in that game for you to perform so well?
I found myself in a lot of one-on-one situations, and I was just able to take advantage of them. We knew coming in that the secondary was all new this year, and number 3, Jared Manzo, was playing both ways, so we wanted to take advantage of him because he was going to be tired. So I was just able to take advantage of the opportunities.
Now, when you came out for your senior day introductions, did you have any idea that you would have this sort of performance? Because with this offense, there are so many different options to go to, and you definitely were the primary one last Saturday.
You never know going into the game, because you can be like Ithaca, we could rush for 6 touchdowns, or we always knew that receivers, we haven't had a big year so far, but we always knew that on any given day they could ask us to perform and we need to be there. So.
All right, and I hate to be a downer, but especially in comparison to the outcome of the game being a tough loss, how did you feel about your personal performance in comparison to the team's overall?
You always want to get the win first, so that's the first goal, but it's bittersweet because it is a career day and senior day, but the goal is to make the playoffs, and right now we're going to need some help to have that happen. So.
Now, what is the feeling of the team after this Alfred loss, knowing you guys could have taken first overall in the Empire 8 Conference and held a very important tie-breaking situation over both Ithaca and Alfred, especially going into this bye week? What is sort of the feeling of the team?
We're still pretty upbeat. We know that we're going to have a bye here. We got some injuries. We got to rest up, and then we're going to win our next 2 games. And then Ithaca is a tough team to play, especially at Ithaca. So we'll see what happens there, and then with the tiebreaker, things could still work out in our favor.
So, well, we've seen so many strengths from this team, so you'd say definitely the feeling is positive despite how disappointing this loss was.
Yeah, we're remaining upbeat. We know there's a good chance that we're going to be able to get back in it. So we just know we got to take care of our end of the deal, and then hopefully the other things work out as well.
Okay, now let's talk about this season a little bit. Coming in, there's no more Tim Marion, no more Jimmy Smith, who were the go-to guys, top Empire 8 performers last year. What was the feeling offensively before the season started, not really having that clear-cut go-to guy?
Coming in, we knew there would be like 5-6 people really competing, and I think throughout this entire year, we've all been competing real well. Whether it's Ryan Francis, Ryan Schmidt, Corey Hopkins, Dan Wachowski, you know, we all can go in there. Some people are more in the slot, some people are more outside, but anybody can go in there and make a catch, make a play for this team.
That was actually going to be my next question. All those guys you listed, definitely a lot of options for Bailey to go to any game, but how would you specifically describe your role? Like, where do you see yourself fitting in this offense?
Being a senior, I kind of mentor the younger guys in case one of them forgets their route out there. I'm always there to remind them, but I'm more of the outside guy, so a couple of the other guys play in the slot. So it's a different position, kind of. We each have our own different talents, but I mainly, you know, I'm there for the short catch. If we have to go deep, I can do that too, but a little bit of everything.
All right, so after, I actually have a question about the offense as well this season. We've seen the breakout performance of Christian Zamitis, obviously, and of course you guys also run the ball with senior Brad Carlton. What is sort of is there any sort of responsibility with you as a wide receiver to open up different lanes for him, or how does that sort of work out offensively?
Well, yeah, we always say that the receiver blocks out on the edge are the difference between a 4 or 5 yard gain and the big gains down the sideline. So you just always got to stay on your guy, and sometimes it's tough because he's going to like make some moves and cut back, so it's going to be a longer block. But you just stay on your guy knowing that if he does come by, he's going to need that block to get up the sideline. So.
All right, and lastly, we talked a little bit about it after this disappointing loss to Alfred. How does the team approach this bye week? Then also looking forward to playing on the road against Springfield and Hartwick.
Well, we got our first practice of the week coming up this afternoon, so we're going to get back at it. Like I said, we had a lot of injuries there, especially in that second half of the game. So we're going to use this time to get healthy. Look at Springfield. They have a gorgeous stadium down there, so I'm looking forward to going down and playing there. but we know that they're a tough team too. They're 6-1 right now, so we're going to have to play our best to beat them.
Definitely. Well, I wish you the best of luck in the rest of the season going on the road, and congratulations as well as being the Empire 8 Offensive Player of the Week. Again, I'm here with wide receiver of the football team, Paul Deckard. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much for having me.